Oh, yeah, and we're on the final countdown.
I thought for sure you were gonna sing that
I did.
in your head.
Yeah.
Too.
Name of the band.
You're. Oh, one hit wonder.
Yeah, one more minute, Nick.
Don't threaten me.
This, I saw Chris shooting wearing the same uniform Lindsay is wearing. Is that only for the new people?
It's the only uniform they gave me.
Yeah.
Or is it to be young people?
Oh, there we go. All right. It is now 5 o'clock. I even got the time right this month. The August 18th, 2025 meeting of the Board of Directors of Clackamas Fire District. At Clackamas Fire District, we're always here for you. We value our people and the people we serve. Our focus is on establishing teams, trust, empowerment, accountability, mindset, and service. If you are attending in person, please sign in at the sheet next to the door. The regular monthly meeting, yeah, we already did that part. Regular monthly meeting, the Clackamas Fire District Board of Directors will now come to order at 5 p.m. per ORS 192-610 to 192-690 per ORS 192-650. This meeting is being recorded. The video recording of this meeting will be placed on the Clackamas Fire District website. If you would please stand and join me to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You, Chief Brown, are there any changes or additions to the agenda?
No, sir, there's not.
Okay, that's easy. Introductions, Fire Chief Brown.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, you go ahead.
No, thank you. Well, you jumped the gun on me, didn't I?
It's this whole script. She gives me stuff to say and I'm not good at it. Marilyn stole my lines earlier.
I love it. I love the opportunity that I get today to introduce you to a new employee within the district and then also introduce you to a new division chief within our organization. And so first I'd love to introduce you to Lindsay and like with everything with Lindsay, after she gets done introducing herself, if you're okay, if we excuse her, that way she can get home, that would be great. But Lindsay, before we have you come up to the front here, we stole her fair and square from Boise Fire. And so we are super excited to have her, her expertise, her talent, and as our new public information officer for Clackamas Fire. She comes with a wealth of experience and her mentality is just phenomenal. And so we're so stoked to have her be part of the Clackamas Fire family. And with that, Lindsay, I'd love it if you just come up, just share a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself. So
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited and honored to be here. I was born and raised in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm excited to be back. My family is here, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, public information officer, incredibly honored to tell the stories of Clackamas Fire and what makes the district so awesome. And I've already started to experience that and what makes the community here so great and to be a part of. Yeah, born and raised in the Pacific Northwest in Washington. My family is super important to me. I have a golden retriever puppy named Polly that I like to hang out with. But yeah, before this, I was at Boise Fire as their public information officer. And before that, I spent some time in TV doing local news, but very excited to be on this side of things. But yeah, excited to be here.
Love it. Any questions from the board? I don't think so.
awesome.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for being here.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you on TV. Thanks, Lindsay.
Thank you.
All right, next, I get the opportunity to, and I know everyone's met Division Chief Mike Bauer. But super excited to have Mike on board with the emergency services team. As one chapter ends with the retirement, upcoming retirement of Chief Rick Huffman, who has dedicated so many years of service to the fire service, we get the opportunity to have Mikey step up into this role and serve as a division chief. Mikey, if you would just give a little bit just about your why. And just a little bit more about you, that would be phenomenal. But
Yeah, no problem. Just a little background. I obviously know some of you, Chief Syrian, I got to work for, a number of years ago. But yeah, I worked for Clackamas for 18 years. I promoted to the ranks. I spent a lot of my time as a firefighter and a lieutenant, the boat program down at Station 8 and out at 19s. Promoted to captain and got the opportunity to open up Gladstone Fire Station, be the first captain there and build relationships and kind of get our, Clackamas Fire Way established in that community. And then as a battalion chief, I don't know if it was, I should say the honor, but I was the instant commander of the Blue Heron Fire. So kind of a couple highlights throughout my career. And then saw the opportunity to come work with this crew here, who I got to come up with and, take a division chief test. So that's what I did. So I got promoted, these guys got me promoted August 1st. And so it's only been a couple weeks. So it's awesome. So far it's been great. Eventually I'll be doing the EMS role and shadowing, Chief Huffman. I'm gonna start that process like in October, and do that. But between now and then, Chief Mueller wants me to kind of, work with Chief Shireman and Chief Olson in the ops world and kind of create some capacity of figuring out what their jobs are. So with they go on vacation or take off or retire, like Jonathan might soon or at some point, like we'll have some capacity in that position. So, EMS, I've been a paramedic for 22 years. I've got to work on a transport ambulance early in my career a long time ago, and then work in the fire base room for the last 18. EMS wasn't what I set out to be like my big passion, but it really actually is. It's 80 some odd % of what we do. We really make a difference in that realm. So I'm looking forward to shadowing Rick and building relationships with the county and our other partners to, represent the fire district well and keep us moving and being leaders in that area. So I live in Salem. I'm married to my wife Allison, and we have a boy named Jude who's 11. I take that back. He's 14 and my daughter Quinn is 11. And, we live in Brooks, kind of just north of Salem there. So anyway, yeah, that's about me. Any questions at all? Yeah.
Just wanted to commend you for the work specifically that you did in Gladstone.
Yeah.
Director Joseph and I have served on the interagency committee, so we've been meeting with their counselors for years now,
Yeah.
since the beginning of the contract, and the work that you and the firefighters did there. Chief Huffman kind of set the stage and got the contract going. You guys have done outstanding, and those counselors and citizens have nothing but good things to say every time we've seen them, which is why it's led to that community deciding to put it on the ballot in November. So it's because of the work that you guys have done. So good job.
Thank you. I think those first impressions really make a big difference, and having the right people in those places when we do that, just like with Sandy, with Captain Cooper, he's doing a great job there too. So I think, we have a lot of good people in this organization, and once we kind of empower them and get them in the right spots, man, there's really no stopping us. So, yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Mhm.
Thanks, Mikey.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, we have public comment. I will now call for statements from citizens regarding district business. Shelby, do we have anybody sign up?
We did. Mr. Dietz is here with us this evening.
Okay. While he's getting up there, if there's someone online who not had a chance to sign up prior to the meeting, who has a public comment, please use the raise hand function at the bottom of your screen. If you're calling in, you can select *9 to indicate a raised hand, and *6 to mute and unmute.
All right, go ahead, Rick. Okay, my name is Neil Dietz, and I've been a resident of Oak Lodge for 31 years. I have almost 30 years experience in the fire service. I'm retired now. Started here at Happy Valley as an intern in the 80s. Worked for City of LeGrand, and then I spent a little over 26 and a half years with the City of Gresham. More than half of that was out in Troutdale, Wood Village area. So the reason I wanted to talk to the board today was because I was made aware of Clackamas Fire District, our fire district, making proposal for fire service for the 3 cities of Fairview, Troutdale, and Wood Village. And, I was a bit bothered by that. I had a lot of questions, reached out to Jim. Jim and I spoke. He answered a lot of my questions, but the reason I still wanted to come tonight was to urge the board and chief to slow down on that. Give Gresham and the 3 cities more time to work it out. I view what's happening out there with the 3 cities and Gresham is kind of like a married couple, maybe going through problems. But they can work them out, but if one of the sides starts having an affair with somebody else, then those original sides, those two partners are not gonna be able to solve their issues, so. I think what I would like to see from our fire district is to keep providing great fire service, keep spending our property tax money appropriately. Levy money appropriately, bond money appropriately, and focus on our district. And see if Gresham and the three cities can work out their issues on their own. Gresham gave the three cities a year extension before they're gonna raise the prices. My understanding is that there's a good indication that they're going to give another year. And so I would just ask the board and the chief to slow down, let them work through their problems, and then if they can't work through their problems, then whatever happens out there, but. That's all I want to say is. Give them some time, let's focus on our fire department, let them focus on their service and their issues, and see what happens. That's what I have to say.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Appreciate it. Do we have anybody else, Shelby?
We do not.
Okay, up next is 6. You guys might know Shelby rearranged it. She changed the agenda. I like it. But I wanted to call her out on it because it bothers her. Okay, are there any?
Did you start writing forward? Did you let you go read very fast?
She used bigger letters
Oh.
and nothing over 4 syllables. Are there any comments or proposed changes from board members to the minutes of the regular board meeting on July 21st, 2025? No. If there are no changes, the minutes from the regular board meeting July 21, 2025 stand approved as written. Business, we don't have any action items tonight. Other business, we have our board committee liaison reports. Civil service, we did not have a civil service meeting. EMS, Director Cross, Director Joseph.
Tomorrow. It's actually tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Canceros. Executive committee, we have not. Foundation liaison, Director Cross, did you have anything for us?
Nothing there, but I did want to talk about OFDDA real quick since it's my turn. OFDDA is, the conference is, the agenda is gonna come out, the conference will come out next week. It's gonna be a really good one. It's in Seaside. This one's gonna be a fun one, and we got a lot of great people, including Ryan Stewart's gonna be speaking for us this year too. He got permission from his wife to go over there for a day, and so we'll look forward to that happening, and a lot of energy was put into that conference this year, and we expect a pretty good turnout. We're planning for, well, we always plan for 150, but I wouldn't be surprised if we have 130 show up this time. So it's the 75th. It's the 75th OFDDA conference, so. Yeah.
Can I have one request from the board? If you have a desire to go to the conference this year, if you would reach out to Shelby and she'll arrange everything. But reaching out to her would be appreciated.
Like I said, it's the announcement. I could come out this week, but probably not until next week. We talked about it at length last weekend, so.
And when is it scheduled?
It's actually it's actually in December, and that's one of the problems with it being it's really close to Christmas, and so, but it was the only time we could get the Seaside Conference Center. The Seaside Conference Center is, highly desirable, but it's the middle of December. What is yours? It's the 14th, right? That's what you're speaking, 14th.
I thought when we chatted, it was November 20th.
20th, it's November 20th, that's right. Okay, that's the week after.
December or November?
November.
We gotta get our months straight here, guys.
Okay, let me look at that.
The flyer will come.
The flyer's coming out next week.
Okay. Anything else, Jay?
Nope.
Okay. Interagency committee, Director Joseph, Director's hearing.
We didn't have any meetings since last meeting.
Yeah, no meeting since the meeting? Oh, okay. A volunteer association liaison, Director Searing.
No meeting?
Okay, no. We'll right through theirs.
So back to me, it's November 19th through 22nd.
Better had special requests for Santa this year. Built up over many decades.
You're gonna be Santa Claus this year?
keep losing weight, somebody's gonna have to do it. Okay, board informational updates, or comments, are there any informational updates or comments the board would like to provide? No? No? Okay. 9, Division Department Reports, Office of the Fire Chief Brown.
Awesome. Mine's gonna be a little bit short and sweet, this month. And I'm gonna highlight and steal something from Dan, that he probably would be sharing next month, but I think it's really important to speak to it. First is, obviously, we had the grand opening of Station 12. And super excited about that and excited to have the open house, which is going to be September 6th from 11 till 1 o'clock. And I'll be cooking hot dogs, so please come to that. What time? 11 to 1 on the 6th of September. Community services, I love this because I get to steal it from Peters. They had numerous events, including Touch a Truck, Sandy Mountain Festival, Day in Damascus, and the Gladstone Community Festival, continuing to kick butt. Just really appreciate the team and all that they've been involved in. And Saturday morning, we were dispatched to a residential structure fire in Oak Grove. Engine 3 and Rescue 3 arrived to reports of a female trapped inside the structure. As Engine 322 arrived, the engine company, Engine 3, was making the push through the front door to extinguish the fire, and Rescue 3 was occupying the interior to start searching for the victim. Engine 322 laddered the backside of the structure and threw parallel ladders to the window and took out the window. To which the first victim, which was the male husband that we didn't know was inside as well, was located and taken out that window. And then Engine 2 and Engine 322 ended up finding the female as well. Both victims were taken outside to the front yard, and medical was provided, and they were rushed to the hospital. It shows the mindset of Clackamas Fire firefighters, that they will come for you, and they come for you at breakneck speed if you're trapped or lost inside, or we need to save somebody's life. The preparation to which these individuals had, both the people that made the rescues were probationary firefighters. So just out of the academy, and making the grabs. The person that was on the nozzle was a probationary firefighter. So we had 3 probationary firefighters with extremely critical responsibilities to the success of that fire, and performed phenomenally. So is it not only the crews and what they do on a day in and day out, but also the staff that trains them to get them prepared for situations like that. And we're super proud of the things that they do day in and day out. And I just wanted to share that. And Dan, is there anything that you'd like to add to that piece of all?
No, you covered it well.
Okay. Happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Any board, any questions for the chief? Okay.
And is it safe to say there's, as far as there's still,
As of yesterday.
as of yesterday, they were in the ICU still, so.
Okay. R1B, Office of Strategic Services, Assistant Chief Stewart will now share an update from the Office of Strategic Services.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. I'll be brief as well this evening. Unfortunately, it is summertime and a few folks have been enjoying some vacation. Let's see, so community resilience, CRO West has done a few things. He held another ICS 300 class over at the community college. And then again, just in the datedness of how we present some of the information, he had been working on some of the production of the videos post the Idaho firefighter attack, and helping make sure that our firefighters are trained on how to protect themselves while providing important service. He also met internally. He's been working along, as the organization has, on building up our internal IMT capacity. So he and the section chiefs met early on in the month for preparation for the wildfire season. Making sure that we were ready and believing there. And then lastly, if you folks have seen it on social media, I think we spoke about it last month a little bit in terms of preparation, was you had a lot of work with the Oregon National Guard getting ready for the boat deployment helicopter drill. So good work there. He did enjoy some time away as well. Technology services, fairly light month in terms of things being ticked off the list. But we did get the opportunity to see a demo of the new CAD platform. So there's been an evolution of CAD, and it's coming out in April 2026. We had the opportunity to see it for the first time last month. Some pros to it, some challenges to it. It's generally a police-based CAD system. So there's some work to be done on the fire side to try to bring that up to where we would like to see it, or modify it to where we would like to see it. However, we're also evaluating some other platforms that might be able to be a replacement for that in terms of tablet command, and looking at whether or not that is something that will be rolled at that time. So we'll be evaluating both. Tablet command training is kicking off, I think, early September. So we'll get the chance to see that here just a little bit ahead of Mobile X coming out in early spring. Let's see. And then a couple other things just on board side of things. Looking at the SDIS best practices credit. So we've been tracking that. We still have some folks to get through some training from supervisors. But we've been monitoring that and making sure that we'll be receiving the full 10% come the November deadline. And then as well, next month, we'll be having the first reading of the board policy manual. So if you have any updates or any revisions that you would like us to include in there, please let me know. That's all I have.
Okay. Other questions for Brian? Okay. R1C Office of Business Services, Assistant Chief Dieters will now share an update from the Office of Business Services.
Thank you, Mr. President. In addition to the day-to-day stuff that we worked on all month, really, July and then the first couple of weeks of August are really spent just supporting community services and making sure we can get to all the events that are requested between the staff and the crews. We've hit everything so far. So happy to answer any questions about them, but that's really where we focused, was meeting those requests.
Any questions, comments for Steve? He stole everything else you had to say.
Yeah, well, yeah, I totally said.
Just brutal.
I just phone in.
R1E, Office of Emergency Services, Assistant Chief Mueller.
Do you want to hit?
Did I say
What-
past mine?
Yeah, you
He's way more important than me, Mr. President, so.
Let's go back to Office of Financial Services and we'll let CFO Mark Whitaker give his report before he has a little.
We'll be brief too. So good evening, couple quick items before I get into the finance report. We are still waiting on the arbitrator's decision regarding the collective bargaining agreement. We are hopeful that we will get it sometime this week. And so we can move forward on implementing the new CBA. Also non-finance related, and I know it's been mentioned, but just wanted again to give kudos to facilities, logistics and fleet on the opening of Station 12. And also with some of the changes in deployment, the outfitting of Rescue 315 and some of the movement that had to happen with that. So I appreciate the work that went into those facilities. You also may have noticed when you drove in that we put new signs up around most of the district. The goal with those was to focus more on Clackamas Fire. If you recall, the old signs said at the top in very big letters, Clackamas County, and then under that in smaller letters, Fire District number 1. So the new sign makes it clear that it's Clackamas Fire and a special district, trying to stop the confusion of us being a county agency. So those signs have gone up with facilities help around the district. The finance report is on page 9. It starts on page 9 of your packet. This finance report still reflects fiscal year 2024-25. So these are our current estimates for how we ended the year, how we ended last fiscal year. We have closed the books and starting today, the auditors are here reviewing those. So there still could be some changes depending on what the auditor finds. But in general, this is where we think each fund ended. You can see on page 11, again, that's the general fund. We had just around $96.5 million in expenditures, versus just under $97 million in revenue. So we received about $400,000 more in revenue than we spent. So a small surplus there. The other funds are detailed on the remaining pages. As expected, we had a large, I guess you could call it under expenditure in the capital replacement fund. And that was expected because we have a bunch of engines that we ordered that we're still waiting delivery on. Numerous facilities projects like the training center and the training warehouse that are underway, but we haven't spent all the funds on yet. So that's why there's a big balance there. And we talked about in the budget that that'll carry over. Anyway, all the funds stayed under budget, and mostly in line with expectations. And then the last page of the finance report is our investment report on page 14. And so just a reminder, we currently only have 2 outstanding investments. One is for the final prepayment on the 2018 loan, which we currently scheduled to do that in June. And when we make that prepayment, that should wipe out the balance that was going to be left remaining on that loan when we finish the debt service payments in 2033, so that there wouldn't be any principal rollover into a new loan. So that was the goal with that. And then the final bond there is for the 2 pumpers that were ordered a year or so ago, and setting aside funds to pay for those when they're due. So that's my report, unless there are questions.
Marilyn? No. Thomas?
Mark, it's an arbitration decision. When he comes out with a decision, do we have to have a board meeting or something to inform us? No,
It'll be the next meeting.
it will be the next meeting, okay? And also about the signage, there's several things. First of all, when I saw the sign is bright, clean, crispy. Secondly, the general public will say station 5 doesn't mean anything to them. So whereas if it says Mount Scott or Happy Valley, that identifies, and in general public can easily read and understand, oh, this is station 6, which is on station so and so. So thank you for making that clarification and simple.
Marilyn, go ahead.
So Mark, I agree the funds are all in balance, but we have some significant overruns of their budget in wellness, communications and logistics.
You
Well,
talking about Fund 30, capital replacement fund?
no, well, yeah,
Yeah.
the capital replacement funds, you got communications are 180% over budget, wellness 173% over budget. And logistics 114, so what's going on?
Yeah, those are all within departments where there were mid-year changes in what they needed to purchase, or we had under budgeted for them. But from a appropriation standpoint, we don't appropriate by category in that fund, so the actual appropriation is just capital outlay. So as long as it is spent on capital, those from a budget law standpoint, those over expenditures don't matter. It's not going to be an audit finding. Internally, yes, I allowed those departments to overspend because I think in wellness, we had some extra costs related to some equipment in Sandy that we were reimbursed for. I think in communications, there was concern, I believe, about getting extra batteries, and then we had an opportunity to purchase some used radios at a discounted price. So we decided to jump on that and take advantage of that. And then what was it for? Logistics, we were short a few turnouts for the academy, so I allowed them to go slightly over on that, knowing that we would have underspending in other categories.
Thank you.
Also, Mark, and one was the move to new locations as part of that as well. It will not,
That should have been budgeted for.
It was,
It
there
wasn't
was some-
expected expenditure.
yeah, there was some overages there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute, no, never mind, thank you.
Jimmy or Jim, anything? All right, thanks, Mark. Okay, now, R1 Office of Emergency Services. Now Dan gets to give his report on anything that nobody's taken already.
That sounds great to me. So I'm gonna hand it over to Chief Huffman from the EMS office, who's gonna give us a quick update, and then I'll take it from there.
Mr. President, Directors, it's good to be here tonight to see you. Just one quick note that Board of County Commissioners approved the AMR contract on July 31st. So that's a significant impact to the region. So we're working through the details of that contract and any sub-agreements that come from that. We're just gonna work through it and see how they implement coverage in the county, and we'll keep you updated. And more specifically, tomorrow at our EMS subcommittee meeting, we can talk in detail about that and other things going on from an EMS point of view. But otherwise, like the chief alluded to, we've had some significant calls where the medical care has been amazing, and our doctors really complimented our crews on the level of care they've been given. So we can talk more detail tomorrow.
Thanks, Chief. Yeah, and then just from emergency services, so it's just kind of a summary on where we're at so far this summer. It's really been evident that the off-season work with our wildland division, with the fire defense board, our relationships with ODF and our partners and mutual aid partners all kind of just come together. We've had two pretty significant fires in the Clarks area. We had the pleasure of having some locals help put out one of the fires with local fire engines. We had crew 30 available. I believe it was maybe our first week that we had our new PIO. And our incident commander pulled right up next to our force supervisor from the ODF office and had unified command just like that. That doesn't happen that often. Last week we had on Ridge Road, we had a significant size metal clad building about 150 feet long go up. If anybody saw the header on that, it made me a little bit nervous. As I pulled out of my house in Silverton, I could see it. And I thought we were gonna have an ember cast fire and starting having multiple starts down in the canyons. The incident commander, which was Chief Gutman, he called for 2 alarms. We activated our resources with our south water tender group. So we even got water tenders from out of our county. I think Hubbard Fire contributed one. We had crew 30 come in and do grids and spot checks on the forest. We had our ODF partners. We had partners from Sandy Fire or Sandy Police and CCSO fly drones for us. And it all kind of came together. Once again, just great partnership. And so I really do feel, seeing it from the fire defense board chief side of things, that everything is working out really, really well in our county, tied in with disaster management, went through if we needed to do any notifications, any shelter in place, level 1s, all that was hit flawlessly. So yeah, very excited. We've had, I believe in 3 different fires, we burned over 11 acres. All 3 of those incidents, we happen to have crew 30 in town, and and 2 of those were in Station 13's area, that otherwise wouldn't have been staffed, over a year ago. So, yeah, positive impacts from our levy stations, from Station 12 and 13 for sure. So, I'll kind of leave it at that, and I'm looking forward to our EMS subcommittee meeting tomorrow, and there's a lot to discuss going on in the county. Any questions?
Questions for Dan? Thanks, Dan.
Sounds good, thank you.
We heard from Andrew, and he's not gonna be able to join us tonight. So our next step is gonna be R1G Volunteer Association Report, Volunteer Brent Starr.
Thank you, President Hawes. So I'm Brent Starr. I've been here before, but I thought I'd introduce myself as new people. I'm a volunteer. I've been volunteering for about 1.5 years now, actually coming close to 2 years now. And I've been a teacher for over a decade, and I love working with Clackamas Fire. And so I'm going to give the reports for the month of July. Volunteers were active throughout the community in the month of July. Station 74 was staffed both days and nights, thanks to a strong partnership with ODF that was established by Division Chief Brian Olson. During this time, suppression volunteers staffed Station 74 29 out of 31 nights and responded to 10 calls of service. ODF staffed Station 30 out of 31 days during the day and responded to 5 brush fires in the Sandy area. And for training for the month, volunteers training focused around vehicle accidents with peek and peel techniques. Also establishing the airway with an IGL review. And then also wildland firefighter type topics, like progressive relay, pump and roll, and drafting and mobile water supply. Explorers and volunteers also participated in multiple events, the City of Sandy's 4th of July Fireworks Festival, and Mountain Days Parade and Cake Reception, and Mountain Days Public Ed event as well. There also was a Day in Damascus Public Ed event and the Kiwanis Breakfast Cruise in Sandy as well. So lots of activity with that. The final thing is Explorers. They finished up their year and they had a family barbecue at Station 14s. That was for again friends and family of people that are students that were involved with the Explorers program. If you have any questions, I will happily answer them now.
Anybody have any questions or comments for Brent? No?
Can so will you just say those numbers one more time? Volunteers had it covered 28 out of 31.
So it was 29 out of 31.
29 out of 31, and ODF had it covered during the day.
30 out of 31.
Wow,
So it's, yeah, almost full coverage.
Wow.
It's a month.
it's amazing. Thank you for that. Tell you guys, nice job, please.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brent.
Yes.
Thank you. Tell your dad I said hi.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay, correspondence and information stuff, a lot of great stuff in there. Did anybody want to talk about those? We're good. Okay. Okay, the next board of directors meeting will be held on Monday, September 15th, 2025 to 5 p.m. The meeting will be hybrid with the public invited to attend either remotely via video conference or in person at the Clackamas Fire Training Center at 15990 Southeast 130th Avenue, Clackamas, Oregon, 97015. That's a new location. So if you come to here next month, you're gonna look like me when I showed up on President's Day. Plenty of parking. Plenty of parking. Okay, before entering executive session, the board has provided notice of the fire chief's right to have the whole discussion in public session regarding ORS 192.6602A. And the fire chief has agreed to hold the discussion in executive session. The regular board of directors meeting is now recessed at 5:36 p.m. Yeah, I gotta go read that next. I think. What did I, 4:56 p.m. or 4:36 p.m. 5:36 p.m. I hope you're editing this, Shelby. If you're attending in person, please make your way to the lobby while the executive session is conducted. The executive session called to order under ORS 192.6602A to consider the employment of a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual agent. ORS 192.6602B to consider the dismissal or disciplining of, or to hear complaints or charges brought against a public officer, employee, staff member, or an individual agent who does not request an open hearing. And ORS 192.6602I to review and evaluate employment-related performance of an employee. I will say that there will be no decisions made, so when we come back into regular session, it's just going to be to come back into session to adjourn, because we're not gonna make any decisions. So with that, I am now going to recess the regular board meeting, and we'll give ourselves 10 minutes or so before we start the executive session.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Regular board of directors meeting will reconvene at 6:58 PM. In the executive session, no decisions or action will be made. You got an echo?
No, it's on.
It's not like a voice.
I have no idea why.
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Your money.
How are we? Are you ready again?
We're good.
We came back into session?
Please start again.
Okay. Which part?
The beginning, where?
Coming in.
We're coming in. The regular board of directors meeting will now reconvene at 6:59 PM. In the executive session, no decisions or actions were made. And as such, we worked our way through the agenda. The regular board of directors meeting is now adjourned at 7 PM.
Thank you.